After pulling back from strikes on Iran last week, US President Donald Trump is still pressing for what he terms decisive military action. But Iran appears to have tightened its control of the country and targeted protesters through a brutal crackdown that has killed thousands. The discussions are happening while America sends an aircraft carrier and multiple fighter jets to the Middle East. Those deployments may be the start of a broader military buildup that would give Trump enough firepower to strike Iran. Trump has repeatedly used the word decisive when describing what effect he would like any American action to have on Iran. That phrasing, the use of the word decisive, has spurred Trump's aides, both at the Pentagon and at the White House, to refine an array of options for the president. Some of these options include pushing the regime out of power, perhaps handing over power to a number 2 or number 3 figure within the Ayatollah regime. Officials are also devising more modest options, which could include targeting the headquarters of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or the IRGC. Trump is yet to order any sort of strikes on Iran, and what he will ultimately decide is still unclear. But he did throw a curveball during Davos at the inauguration of the Boat of Peace, saying that Iran has reached out to him. Iran wanted to talk, but at the same time, he's also said that America is moving one of the largest armadas just off the coast of Iran.
You know, we have a lot of ships going that direction, just in case. We have a big flotilla going in that direction, and we'll see what happens. We have a big force going toward Iran. I'd rather not see anything happen, but we're watching them very closely. But we have an armada. We have a massive fleet heading in that direction, and maybe we won't have to use it. We'll see.
Death toll estimates vary, but officials say the number is likely far higher than what Iran officially admits, which is at 5,000 deaths. Mike Waltz, who is the US ambassador to the United Nations, last week said the UN's assessment is that Iranian authorities have killed up to 18,000 people. The larger question before Trump and his team is whether a foreign regime like Iran's can be dislodged just through American air power. The White House must also grapple with whether the administration is prepared to carry out a sustained military campaign that might last for weeks or months should the protesters once again take to the streets. And if they do, they could also appeal to Trump once again for protection. And Trump could egg them on, asking them to take over their institutions just like he's done before. There are things that military strikes can and cannot do during a human rights crackdown. If you really are signing up to change the regime, that's going to require significant air as well as ground operations. As the Trump administration discusses what next steps to take in Iran, the US military has rushed more assets to the Middle East. US F-15E jet fighters have landed this week in Jordan. The aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln and its strike group, which includes destroyers, F-35s and other jet fighters, and electronic jamming aircraft, was spotted by maritime traffic trackers sailing westwards from the South China Sea towards the Persian Gulf. Additional air defenses will also be brought to the region, including more Patriot and THAAD anti-missile systems, which would be essential for fending off any Iranian counterattack. The arrival of more military hardware in the Middle East will present America with more strike options. As the Iranian protests unfolded last week, Trump received multiple briefings on the complexities of a military campaign, including how American airstrikes will not guarantee the collapse of the regime. But Trump has said that the Iranian leadership must go, no questions about it. Some American officials have since raised questions internally about what is the political objective of these strikes on Iran. Trump is aware that any military action would come well after he promised the protesters that help is on its way. It is also unlikely to be as swift as the operation that ousted former Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. Iran may well turn out to be not another Venezuela. Meanwhile, Trump has also got to contend with allies in the region. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has asked Trump to postpone any American military attack on Iran. Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Egypt, all American allies in the region, partners of Washington, they've also been asking the Trump administration not to attack Iran. They've told the Americans that a US attack could lead to a much wider regional conflict, and that's the last thing either America or its friends and partners in the region want.
fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.